Hi, welcome back to Salty at 60. This is the channel where I discuss topics for women over 60, particularly style, how we can show up for these last few chapters in our life, looking like we are vibrant, alive, and that we are still relevant. And today we're going to talk about a subject that I have been pondering a lot here recently. It's about how do we dress when we seem to have conflicting styles that are going on in our wardrobe. And I think it's a lot deeper than anything that we have discussed or that I have seen discussed in other videos. So let's get into it. So I have often said that you cannot be a sissy when you begin to age, because there's going to be so many things that we face, so many things that are different. Our life is going to change. And part of that is we are changing. Our style is changing. Our lifestyle is changing. And so I have been on this journey for about 2.5 years, made lots and lots of mistakes. I have struggled to find my style. I will say that I feel like I have finally reached a place where I know what I do and don't like. However, I am at a new point. I'm at this point where it's like, something is still not quite right. And I had to get honest with myself. I feel like I was boxing myself in, my style self in, for all sorts of extraneous reasons. And so that's what I want to talk about today. I think that I am not the only one that has more than one style personality. And I do think that they can coexist. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to do that in this video. But let's talk about some of the reasons why we may have a bipolar style. Okay, one of the reasons why you may have a bipolar style is because you haven't looked inward enough. What I mean by that is, we are, not static creatures who only show up in the world on any given day the same way over and over again. Yes, there are people that are more consistent like that. But I think if we're honest with ourselves, particularly women, we can be a little fickle. We can dress for our mood. We can dress for, our circumstances. We can dress for how we think we're expected to show up. And all of those things are important. So let's get that out of the way first. First of all, there is a level of appropriateness. Of course, we don't want to show up at a funeral or a wedding, or someplace that, there's a certain amount of respect called for the host, for the person. And, we do want to follow those rules. So the rules are good. They are there for a reason. However, where we get in trouble is when we are dressing for like the area we live in, for others around us, for other people, for certain circumstances. Now, I understand if you're in a job and there's a dress uniform expected, you are going to do that to a degree, but you still want to have your personality shine through. And all of this really ties into how do we have our own unique style when we are living in a world that does have style restrictions, style appropriateness. How do we move into that space and be true to ourselves? So one of the things that I had to confront was I had, finally settled on my 3 style words, which I do find that extremely helpful. However, it can box you in if you're not careful. And I noticed that my 3 style words, I was looking at other styles that didn't quite fit into that. And so I got confused. I was like, what am I doing here? Don't think that way. You're gonna mess up what you got going and the direction you're headed in. And the more I pondered it, I realized, no, I wasn't. I was actually leaning in to one of my style words that I had been afraid of. And you can't be a coward.
Cowards do that, and that ain't you.
In other words, my 3 style words are simple. And when I mean simple, what I mean is there's not a lot of embellishment. There is not a lot of different things happening with it. There's not a lot of, say, florals or patterns, or they're just very, very simple. And then my second word was drama, which, my drama wasn't any, or it's mostly been in like my statement coats And, just a few pieces that I have. Like I love to wear like the high necks and, the sweaters with the big cuffs, that sort of thing. Yes, that does bring drama. However, I have been afraid to really bring the drama. And I had to dig deep to figure out why that was for me. And I'm hoping that after you watch this video, you'll be able to figure that out for you. For me, I am a very large woman. I am 5'10". I have always been overweight. I've had my years of being thin, but I was never able to maintain my weight, for very long before, I would gain my weight back. So I take up a very large space in life, wherever I go, naturally, just by my physique. It's not something I control. I can control my height, the weight I did try to control. But I realized what that had done to me, and then it was really ingrained in me, is I wanted to minimize myself when I walked into a room. I didn't want to be noticed. Even though I'm attracted to that dramatic style, and I wanted to show up, just owning that and being larger than life, there was a psychological component to some of the ways I was dressing. I have always picked handbags that were too small for me, certain things that maybe didn't fit a woman who, with a larger physique. But I noticed that I was always drawn to things like, I see that, dramatic and large jewelry is coming back, whether that's in necklaces and rings. I was always drawn to like a cocktail ring, a big earring, that sort of thing, because I have large hands. And if I wear a really delicate ring on my finger, it gets lost. So I just liked all that drama. However, I felt really like, oh, people are going to look at me. And that is such a shame. And so I am still struggling with that, even though I'm in my 60s now. So I thought about that these last few weeks of winter and contemplating what I wanted to do for spring. And I've already done some planning for spring, which I'll cover that in a different video. However, I wanted to get this topic out there because I know that I cannot be the only person who has been a little cowardly to show up as my authentic self. Now, your reasons may be different. It may be that you're an extremely shy person, and so you don't want to be the conversation starter, or you don't want to stand out in any way because that would bring attention that you just don't feel comfortable with. It could be a number of reasons why you aren't dressing your authentic self. It may be that you think, that you value other people's opinion so much, and you're thinking, oh, they'll think I'm so weird if I, wear this style, or whatever that is for you. My advice is just, let's face it, because we're not getting any younger. We want to live out these years with a little verve, a little fun, a little salt. So I am going to work really hard to do that. And I have here recently picked up 2 things that I will show you at the end of this video. I bought a beautiful brand new statement coat. It is gorgeous. But when I show up in that, I'm going to be showing up in that. I also bought a brand new handbag that is the proper size for my body. And it's large, and it's taking me some time to just put it on my shoulder and kind of walk around with it and look in the mirror and think, can I wear this out? Can I wear this somewhere? And I am going to do it. So that is what I wanted to talk about in this video. So let's kind of get into the nitty gritty. I'm going to show you sort of what I've seen, the connection with the different personalities, your different style personalities. And, there is a thread that runs through them. At least I believe that. I don't believe that we just, that we're like little magpies and we're just drawn to, some sparkle over here and this over here and that over there. I think that we do have intrinsic likes and dislikes, things that feel authentic to us. But then we have all these social fears around everything. So I'm going to show you, coming up here, the similarities that I've seen that in the style that I've been wearing, the style and my 3 style words, they really do cross over. And in fact, I am going to pop up here a picture of the hair style that I was wearing. Let's talk about that. This hairstyle was such a cute hairstyle. I was just all in on it. I went so short. I was coloring it. I liked how for the first time in my life, I felt like I had a hairstyle. I thought it was going to give me that dramatic look that I wanted to do. And it did in some ways, it really did. However, it did not fit me because my third style word is natural. I like to feel natural. And I have mentioned before in past videos, I am growing out this pixie cut. It is miserable. It is at the most awkward stage. Some days it looks better curled. Some days it looks better if I take a flat iron to it. But I'm also trying to grow out my hair dye and go gray. So I have those days where I'm just like, I can't do it. You know, I just want to run to the hairdresser and get my hair fixed. But I'm going to stick it out. And in fact, a little side road trip here. I thought, what are you doing? But the other day I was on Amazon because I've been pinning all these hairstyles because I still don't know where I want to go with my hair once I get it grown out enough because it desperately needs a trim. I'm 7 months into it. And so I've got some dead ends and that kind of thing. And so it's just something I've kind of been thinking about off and on, like, what am I going to do with this hair? And I found extensions on Amazon because I'm wanting to do my hair maybe like just below my shoulders only because I miss pulling my hair up. I like that dramatic effect of pulling up my curls and having some of it hang and just a little bit of hair around my face. And I think that that's a really nice look for my face structure. I used to wear my hair that way quite a lot. So I was interested in maybe doing something like that, but I said, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that, especially when my hair is going gray. So I ordered these extensions. I will probably never, ever, ever wear them out of the house, but I want to put them on and play with it and see, and like really take some pictures of myself and decide, am I going to be able to do that length? Because I've always had short hair. So you may think I'm just going off on a sidetrack here. No, our hair is a big part of how we look. It's a big part of our style. And that hairstyle that I showed you, it was so pretty. And I do look good with short hair. But it was too done for me. I don't like things buttoned up, overly polished. I don't like things that are really elevated. It just doesn't feel like me. So that's why I think this is even more fun and important for us to get in here and look at some of these clothes. And as I'm showing you what I'm seeing, I want you to do that for yourself. You may have 2 or 3 style personalities, but I guarantee you, if you take a look at them, there's going to be a common thread running through them. All right, so first up, I am going to pop up some pictures of what you can normally find me wearing, what I feel comfortable in, what I consider that meets my 3 style words of simple, dramatic, and natural. And I love all of these clothes. I love that look. It's not that I dislike it. It's just missing that element that I want. I want more of that drama in my outfit. So the last few videos I did, and in fact, I did a video on dressing your brand, which I still stand behind that. I still think it's a fabulous video, and I'm going to pin that below for you. But I recently did wear a haul that I got from OGL Move, and it was a departure from what I normally wear, in that it was the less structured clothing, and it had more of the drapey, flowing, dramatic look that I was going for. There were elements to that, and of course, I'm just dipping my toe into it that I did not like. However, there was so much about that style that I loved, and I'm finding myself, as I'm supposed to be planning my spring wardrobe, going back to this like loose, flowy style, and how do I incorporate that into my lifestyle, into what I already have and what I already have planned. Because, you know, I can be that coastal grandmother person one day, and the next day I want to be a lot more dramatic. So I was like, how do I do this? Well, first off, after you've looked at some of these pictures, I'm going to show you some of the things that I have been drawn to here. First up is these flowy silk pants. Now, silk pants are everywhere this year, which kind of surprises me. I've never worn silk in the summer. However, I do feel like if I go that route, I'm going to want to buy real silk because I understand that that's helps your body regulate temperature a little bit better. But I am loving this pair of satin pants. Let's take a look at why I love it. This here, obviously you can't see what, her upper half, or she probably had a crop top or something like that on it. But look how simple that is. It meets my first style word. Even the color is very simple. It's kind of neutral. So that is something that I could work with. The second outfit, again, I like the top. It's a little closer to the body. It has an unusual neck for drama. And the pants are very dramatic. And I really, really like that. And it's not overly dressed. I think, I can't really see here as I'm talking on camera, but I think she is wearing a simple pair of boots here. Again, very simple. As you can tell, this is a dramatic look, but it doesn't have all bunch of bells and whistles and crazy patterns or anything. Here is another very simple look. It's got the drapey slacks on, and then she's put more of a structured top on the top, which I've always wondered why I get a little weird about button-up shirts, because when I wear them, a lot of times I don't feel like me. Even the ones that are like cotton and a little bit loose, and I think it's the collar. I think it's that whole buttoned-up look. So I'm going to try to look for some different ones this summer. Now here again is this beautiful cream on cream outfit. But if you look at what she is wearing, excuse me, she does have a large handbag, but she's got simple sandals on, hair pulled back, simple outfit, not overly polished, none of that. So I'm beginning to see why some of these elements of these clothes I'm being drawn to are drawing me in. All right, this other look, again, this is so casual. It's just a t-shirt with a pair of, flowy pants and some pointy toe shoes. And I like the pointy toe shoes because, again, I think that brings drama, just like the wide-legged pants do. And then in this look, I am so in love with this skirt. Now, this skirt, that style wouldn't look right on me, but I love that tulle skirt. What I would do to make that outfit work for me is I would completely just have on, like a very simple white blouse or t-shirt. And the shoes, I may do like a low heel pointy shoe, maybe in a silver, but that would work for me because everything else is very simple, but the skirt makes a statement. So this is some of the colors I've been drawn to. And again, I was like, is it the colors that are drawing to me or the style? I've been very drawn to like the Copenhagen styles, the Nordic styles, the minimalist styles. And I'm not a minimalist because I have that drama element that I like. However, I think that my idea of dramatic was it's not really correct. Drama doesn't mean that you have to, wear something outlandish with lots of pattern and a little bit crazy. These clothes to me are dramatic because they're so simple, yet the cuts on them are everything. In other words, they're not relying on a gimmick, a fad, a trend. They're just beautiful colors, very neutral, very simple cuts. Now, I'm saying I like everything in this photo that would fit me, but that's what's drawing me to it. So that led me into this whole palette that I'm seeing, and I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, and that seems to have not stopped. My mind still goes there. I am liking these dusty palettes. I am liking them when they are in these simple styles as shown here. We're talking trench coats. We're talking a simple wrap coat. We're talking, sneakers. Nothing in these outfits are crazy. But I love how that's all kind of pairing together, working together, looking together. And that gave me the idea that, I can buy pieces to mix and match. And some of these pieces would even work with my sort of coastal grandmother style that I like. Just kind of keeping it easy and dressing in neutrals. So, depending on what kind of day I was having, I can really wear both styles. And again, here's this dusty blue that I just absolutely love. And just having a lot of fun looking for that and trying to find pieces. Now, one thing I like about this is I love this coat on this woman. I bought a similar coat like that from Scoop. It came in and it was too big. I used it for the my first of the year, New Year's resolution, dressing up like the Ice Queen kind of thing, and I filmed it. But I did send it back because it was too big. But it was in this style. And when I got it and I put it on, I'm all at home. I actually had on my sweatpants, and I put it on, and I was just like, are you going to wear this outside? I mean, you're going to be the center of attention if you wear that, particularly where I live at. But that isn't the reason why I sent it back. However, again, you can't be a coward. You have to show up in the things that you like, that suit you. Be your own statement. What are we waiting for at this age? We've got to quit that. So again, I'm just going to click through some of these other outfits and show you that I think that's simple. You know, it can be elegant. It can be classy. It doesn't have to be dressed up. It can stay in my simple category. It can stay in my casual, natural look that I like. I think that all of these outfits are absolutely beautiful. They are simple, but I'm liking that silhouette a lot. So I just wanted to talk about that today. I'm going to show you, I did just a video of 2 different things that I have purchased. I am waiting for some other things to come in. I don't know what's going on, but between Amazon and everybody else, my shipments are really slow. I'm imagining it's because we are in winter and different areas of the country are having delays and that sort of thing. In fact, we're having a pretty bad ice storm here this morning where I live at. So I just hope everybody stays safe. And I know the Midwest is also getting hit as well as New England. I'm here in the Mid-Atlantic. It is just, I mean, it's the dead of winter for us, and we still have several months to go. So, but I have been thinking about this, and what I thought I could share with you is how if I can reconcile these styles and notice that thread that keeps, you know, that marries my 2 styles together, then you can certainly do that for your own life. And I would encourage you to be brave and to step out, because there are going to be times where I know I look fabulous, but it's like, people are going to look at me. Well, you know, we have to decide who we want to be. I think all my life I've had to dress for a job or a circumstance or something else. And if we don't do this now and do it for ourselves and buy those pieces that really make us happy, you know, we are cheating ourselves. We are cutting ourselves short. So I'm going to show you the 2 items I promised to show you, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, this is this beautiful Kurt Geiger London Kensington bag that I picked up from Nordstrom Rack. It's in a gorgeous peanut color. It's quilted. It's a large bag. It's got these beautiful chains that are sort of like a bronze gold, which I like. They're not a shiny gold. And it comes with their trademark eagle head here. And it's in a beautiful leather lambskin. But the reason why I'm showing it here to you today is because of its size. This is the largest bag I've ever purchased or owned. I know that may shock some of you, because some of you may think that's not even that big of a bag. Well, it was just something that took me out of my comfort zone. And at 62, I am determined to show up, occupy my space, be who I am, and not try to minimize myself. And I hope that you will do that as well. Your issues for not showing up for your other authentic self, or merging some of those other styles, or maybe leaning into one of your style words may be completely different from mine. But I think we need to determine to do it. We need to show up, and we also need to show the other next generation how it's done. So let's take a look at this coat that I bought. All right, this is just your reminder that winter is not over, and now is the perfect time to get your statement coat. I picked up this little beauty. It is made by Noise. I got it at Nordstrom Rack. It was less than half off the original price. It's got these gorgeous snap buttons all the way up and down. It is very substantial, very nice, and it absolutely makes a statement.